We're doing the Clone Wars today. Welcome to the Four Seasons. I'm your host, Ken Johnson. Today, we're actually going to be talking about how I clone tomato plants. You can do this. I normally do it with I only grow indeterminate. I've never grown determinate tomato plants. So I can't say if this will work for them or not. I wouldn't recommend it. But you're more free to experiment on your own. But this is how I do my indeterminate tomato plants and make clones so I can have multiple tomato plants of the same variety. Stick around. Today is 4th of July. I wanted to do an update on my tomatoes, or not my tomatoes, my peppers. I'm doing a video on tomatoes today, but I want to do an update on my peppers. But we had deadheaded, if you saw the last video on this, we had deadheaded the peppers. And this is the mushroom pepper. And you couldn't even hardly see any of the shoots or whatever in the leaves, and I was telling you that they'll grow out. Well, look, guess what? We now have shoots coming out of the leaves. That's because we deadheaded. This will now get nice and bushy. So I thought I'd share this with you. Same thing with this plant here. This is a cayenne. You can see right here, it's starting to bush out. Leaves are forming everywhere because I've now deadheaded. Neat little trick to maximize your production of your peppers. Now let's see our tomatoes. Alright, it is the 4th of July, and I've had a number of people ask me how I do my tomato clones. If you have watched my work with peppers, I've talked about suckers. So let's look at this one right here. You got the main thing, then you have what we call sun leaf. That's just a leaf that comes off. If you have any flowers, they'll be off on the side of a sun leaf. You can see right here, sun leaf, flower. They always go opposite of each other. So there's a bunch of flowers right there, and sun leaf is on the other side of that. Alright, so down here, you got a sun leaf, no flower yet. You got the main stem, and then right there, you got a sucker. Well, if you look up here, guess what? Main stem and a huge sucker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this huge sucker and make a clone out of it. So my system is extremely complicated. I used a Solo cup or knockoff cheapo brand because I'm too cheap to buy a true Solo cup. So this is Walmart generic for that. I wrote down that Super Sweet 100 because that's the variety of the tomato. I did the cutting of the plant today, July 4th. As you can see, it's raining, so I'm not going out anywhere today. So then we'll put some potting soil in here and poke my finger in. And then we'll stick the plant in, cover it up, and we're going to call that good. Let's see how this is done. Alright, so I filled this up about 2 inches from the top with dirt, and I added some water. And so this is just some gardening soil that I got from Walmart. Nothing special. Got the cheapest they had. Now I'm going to take my finger and stick it in as far as my finger will go. So like this. I poured some of the water out. It's a little bit too muddy, but now you can see, that hole. Now we do the next step. Very complicated. Alright. The next step is extremely difficult. Just take some clean scissors and go to the base. Trying to show one-handed. This is the hardest part. There we go. So I have clipped off about 6 inches of this tomato plant. Now another very difficult thing, you just take your soil, pack it around, and then I'll probably add some more soil around here. If you look, you'll see little hairs. These little hairs are what you're needing to make sure you get as much coverage as possible. And I'll probably go up to the top as much as I can, so I'm going to fill it with some more dirt. Alright, so I've filled this up with dirt. You can see those are the hairs I was talking about. It's hard to see them normally, but there's the hairs. If you ever see a Latin name for stuff like there's a capsicum pubens. Anytime you see pubens in the name, that's what it's talking about, those little hairs. So you want to cover those as much as possible, and then that will stimulate the production of roots. So in about a week of good sunlight and water, this will produce a new plant clone. Pretty simple. I know that was a lot of information right there, but there you go. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you found that to be informative. I highly suggest you give this a try. If you hadn't already, give those other tricks I've done with my tomatoes and pepper plants, give them a try as well. I mean, I don't have any pest problems because of the aspirin trick, so look that up. I'm getting multiple clones off of my tomato plants, so I'll have plenty of tomatoes, more plants than I really can use. So I'm giving them away to friends. And soon I'll be having a bountiful harvest of fruit from that. The pepper plants are taking off, so watch those other videos. Links are down below. And just give it a try. You can do this. This is not hard. And so if you like this content and you hadn't already, please subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, tell your friends, families, and neighbors about this channel, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.